Welcome to the Barbells and Briefcases podcast. My name is John Miller.
Nick Saka.
Randall Denson.
And today we are live on the scene at A.C.E Fitness here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got the three owners of A.C.E Fitness.
We'll go ahead and introduce them and how we got connected with them. So originally, when I was working out with Nick Lewis over at EOS Fitness, I remember, he was in the middle of a transition. I know he wasn't the happiest. And then I know he had gotten in contact with these gentlemen. These guys are making a huge splash in the community. They're crazy growth over the last, I want to say year, since I know that Nick, went ahead and joined this group of guys. But we'll go ahead and introduce them. We have Ace, we have Tizzy, and we have Nick Lewis here, among others. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your guys' story, your roles within A.C.E Fitness, and how this all came about.
All right, so I'm Ace Billions. How we got started with the whole movement was pretty much I started over at EOS. At first, when I was there, it was Gold's Gym, and I started off as a regular trainer. I just came from the nightlife and everything, so the promoting the actual sales was already pretty much embedded in me. So I trained there for within like a month, and they made me a sales manager. After 3 months, I started to be the actual general manager at the Gold's Gym over on Eastern and Serene. After that, I kind of learned the business, got all the game pretty much that I needed in order to transition where I wanted to be, which is like owning my own gym and getting it started in my business. So I started off with just a logo. So I was an artist just like my boy Randall here. I drew out my logo and kind of like basically tattooed it on my heart pretty much. So I didn't let people came around, they tried to change my logo, tell me, it should look like this, it should be like this, but I was so attached and in love with what that logo stood for, being the ability to conquer everything, that I wouldn't let nobody change it for the life of me. So I went over, stopped working at EOS, I became a independent trainer, going around training at different gyms. I trained at LVAC sometime on the low though. Nobody knew I was at Goals. I was everywhere pretty much.
I thought about doing it.
I still know dudes that do it. So.
Yeah, definitely. So that was how I pretty much started. I had a client that that really fell in love, got the results. I started promoting her results. She started bringing me more clients, and that's what I try to emphasize on the people that want to start their own personal training business or own a gym, is that attention to your clients and the results is what the money don't matter. You know what I mean? The results is what's going to get you where you want to be at. Like the results is the money pretty much. Right. If you focus on getting the results rather than getting the numbers, then you'll be okay, and your growth will be extensive from there. I focus more on just building butts. You know what I mean? How can I change a girl that had a straight flat butt that had absolutely no ass, period, excuse my language, but had nothing back there, to having a little bit of dunk and people noticing it and wanting to be just like that. So I really focus a lot on results. That built my clientele. I ended up moving over at Phase 1 Sports, which was like an independent contractor gym. It was athletic gym. Built my clientele to around 60. I felt I outgrew it to where it was just like they were uncomfortable. When you start to grow as a person and as a business owner, you're gonna make a lot of people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't gonna want you to be around, or everybody want to see you do good, but they never want to see you doing better than them. You know what I mean? True. So that's when you growing, and it's time to move forward. You know what I mean? And I never decided to quit on that. I only decided to move forward and better my life. I still, to this day, never burn bridges with nobody. We still keep a connection, because you never know what you guys can do in the past as building as a squad. So I went from there. I opened up my little spot where I had collected over the time. I collected like $800 worth of equipment in my garage.
How long ago was that?
That was I'll say 2 years ago. So after I had only been now this is the crazy part. I had only been personal training for 6 months by myself independently before I opened up my own gym. You know what I mean? So before that, it was only 3 months. So 9 months total in this whole career that it took me to actually, get my own business and open up my own facility. But I was so determined that I didn't let the loan stop me. I didn't even want a loan. I was trying to start. I didn't care what my spot looked like. I had already practiced hiding in the corner at LVAC.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was already used to working out of a little space.
Yeah.
And really with nothing. You know what I mean? So it just prepared me for the next movement. I had a little spot over on Rancho. It's where I met Nick at. I had seen him doing this thing over at EOS, Instagram popping, and I had called him up. And at the first time we didn't decide to work together. He had been doing his own thing, but I stayed persistent with him. I seen the potential of him. I seen the greatness, and I wanted that. You know what I mean? Surrounding yourself around people, you have to be relentless in the fact you can't sit around and be by yourself. It's just not. Rome wasn't built by one person. The Great Wall of China wasn't built by one person, and neither is A.C.E Fitness. You know what I mean? We built this together. It's all, we grew together. You know what I mean? My brother came on. He was playing at Nebraska. He was in same thing. It was hard for me to get him in there. He was so focused on the league and trying to make it in football that it was going in one ear and out the other. He was like, I'm playing football. I'm good. We had sat down and talked about business so many times, and it was just like until one day it clicked in him that you know what I mean? Like he was ready, and I seen it in him. He was ready to go. So then we all got together and we made A.C.E Fitness happen. We ended up building up our clientele until I say like 120 in like a 1,500 square foot building, and then all else was there. We had our new spot, our new location. We got over almost 250 clients, and everybody is getting results. We changing lives, and that's what it's all about.
So Tizzy, what changed your mind over the course of him initially coming to the idea with you to now that you're here?
Well, I started to realize while I was at practice that it was just something that I didn't really want to do anymore. I realized that I had this vision of my own, really, like that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I felt myself getting tired of listening to orders and things like that at practice. So,
What position?
Running back. I play running back. The running back. But no, yeah, and I seen that my brother, cause me and my brother been close since we've been young. And like anything that he's done, I'm right there by his side. I'm gonna help him out.
Who's older?
He's older.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the
Pretty
oldest.
young too, right, Ace?
26, yeah.
26.
Yeah. So he kept calling out for me, and I came over, I checked it out, and then I started off training. I was training for $9 an hour. He didn't bring me on immediately as just co-owner.
You had to eat shit for a little bit.
Yeah, I had to. He didn't even hire me, actually. Like, I came up there, I was training for a week. I'm thinking I'm already on the squad. He's like, okay, we're going to officially hire you. I'm like, I think I already work here. But
He wanted you, but he was like trying to build you up, slowly. You got to earn it.
You had your probation period.
Yeah. But yeah, so I ended up working and building up my clientele, and I tried to make a name for myself, really. And I used a lot of people that I went to high school with. They knew me from playing football out here, from playing at Bishop Gorman. And
That's a good school too.
Yeah. So they a lot of people knew me from doing that.
Whatever.
And they seen that I had that athletic background, and they wanted to see what I was about. I started posting more videos and more videos, and it just started happening for me, really. And it got to a point where we had staff members and things like that, but it got to a point where a lot of people started to fall off. Things got a little bit slow.
Customers or team members?
Customers, team members. It got to a point where I could tell you it was just me and Ace at the gym, trying to figure out where we were gonna build up. And we had eyes on Nick, and that's when Nick came in. He shined that light. He brought us back to life, and he just, we needed that member that was gonna put the extra piece to the puzzle, and he fit in perfectly. And ever since then, we've been on the up.
I think that's a good segue. Nick Lewis.
What to do?
What brought you here? What's your story? How'd you get here?
Oh man, it was a journey. Well, Ace, he reached out to me a few times, and like I seen the facility, I came down, but like just the energy when I walked in there, it wasn't. The few people that he had in there, it just didn't sit too well with me. So I was like,
Other members that are no longer.
yeah, them, they're no longer here. But yeah, and I was like, nah, he already got something established. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to do it at first. And then he hit me again, and I was like,
He was relentless.
it was like, yeah, he was like very persistent though. But then again, he made me look at myself a little bit differently because like he seen something in me that I didn't see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I came, like he came, we worked out. Like we showed each other some videos. Like,
I went all the way across town to work out this dude. I was like a scout off of college.
that's what he did. He pulled his little groin and
Got
everything.
lunch and everything.
He's Nick Saban.
Nick said,
It was pretty cool though. He came, he pulled his little groin and everything. And we still did legs and everything. So he was like really persistent with it. But once we actually like clicked and started talking, man, like it felt like family, like at first sight, like if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
Romance.
man, yeah, that's what it was, some romance right there. But so long story short, I was at EOS training, doing my thing, and then I came over.
and you
there.
were growing pretty good at EOS, if I remember.
I was good at EOS, but one of my biggest things was the money. Like, you know what I mean? He showed me not to look at it as a money aspect. And on that time, like, I'm getting into church, doing all of this, like, I'm finding myself. Like, you know what I mean? And as soon as I stopped worrying about the money and we started worrying about the results, everything started to come. So when I got there, man, it was just, like I said, late nights, we just sitting here thinking about what we doing now. We just manifesting everything, like from photo shoots to being in the middle of nowhere in Las Vegas at the Vegas Beds talking about move the world out there, like three guys in the desert out there going out there looking crazy for the people to let them know that we serious about like really changing lives. So
Right.
like, man, like I don't know. Since I got here, man, I love it. Like that's one thing I can say. Like it's family here, and one thing about us, like we got each other's back here. Like and it's known. Like,
Yeah.
Like period. Like we help each other no matter what in any aspect, financial, mental, spiritual, whatever you want, we got it. Like you know what I'm saying? That's
And you guys have, and that's also have transferred the way you guys have, the culture you guys have created within each other has been the same culture that you guys have given to a lot of the people that come here, a lot of your clients. And it shows. It definitely shows the way that other people are talking about you guys.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we preach is to not just to let people leave with a workout and a good sweat. We want to make sure that we change your life, that we're going to give you something that you're going to think about for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? It's way bigger than just physical. We really focus on the mind, body, and soul here. We do a lot of booty building and everything, and overall, that's just to get the attention. That's just to make you look at us, but to keep you. And to
Yeah, a
keep
girl
you
doesn't
into the
doesn't
life.
look at something and say, "I want to grow my soul."
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? that doesn't get to you.
But that'll get you in the door for sure. But what's gonna keep you is that life change. You know what I mean? You're not gonna feel this energy, and you're not gonna have people like we break our back for people. We stress, we feel, we empath. So everything that people feel, we take that with us, and actually can sympathize with people. You know what I mean? So really building people up from, we got people that been through everything.
Yeah.
And we didn't heard everything, like all the stories. So just really focusing on giving them people more value is what we preach and what we live by.
I love that. I heard it twice already, but I love how you're saying focus on the results, focus on the passion, focus on everything but the money. The money's going to come. That's a personal testament to me, especially with my journey, and ever since I changed that focus, it all started coming in abundance as well. So I really love and respect that.
Appreciate it.
Talk about the transition to this big. So you guys went from 1,100 square feet to what this is a definitely a much larger
Slightly
gym.
larger than-
Slightly larger. And you guys aren't behind. You know, you guys are on Rancho and Craig, and it was kind of behind a building. And I remember my first time there, I'm like, where is this place? You know. And then now you guys are in the shopping center. Like probably have the best space in the shopping center. It's on Flamingo and Durango. right?
Flamingo Durango.
Flamingo and
8665.
Durango.
Yep.
And I mean, they got the corner suite. It's like, you know, when you go to like any of those hotel casinos, this is the best one in the house. And so it's a pretty big upgrade. Talk about that upgrade.
All right, let me go first real quick. Let me just tell you like a quick testimony. All right, so like, long story short, like from the old gym to here, like in the vision board, like I had one of my, like, this is like a transition over because it was so quick within a year. Like we got here since I've been there. So it's like in my vision board, I said I wanted a gym and a church. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he hit me. He was like, "Man, we gonna go get this location." I'm like, "All right, where we going?" So we get up here and it's an ex-church. So it's like,
Oh, really?
yes, this was a church before it was a gym.
It's like some Joel Osteen stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but-
me and Victoria drove by the Lakewood Church, and we visualized and the Houston Rockets sold stuff.
Yeah, but that's the craziest thing, and that's how I knew it was real, and that it was time to really go. Like, and that was like the big leap of faith, and it was like just God's just lining up all these people. Just like you said, you didn't build Rome with one person, you didn't build the Great Wall of China with one person. It's like, look at all the things God just put this in our path, and look what we did with it. And it's like,
So
we
it
ain't
happened.
done
It
yet.
just-
It just happened. Like
It was
just
definitely elite.
It just
It was
happened.
definitely
definitely
elite.
elite.
For sure,
Oh, I
for
know it
sure.
was. I know when you signed the lease, you were probably intimidated because I just saw the lease right down the street in some like 1,100 square foot thing. I'm like, man, like golly, like
That was and that was the
1,400 bucks a
thing.
month.
That
Like,
was the thing. There was a lot of people at the time that when we said that we were gonna upgrade to a bigger location, they were telling us not to do it. And they was telling us like we could lose clients, just a lot of things like the liability. You know, we didn't think we were ready yet, really. And my brother kept asking me, he's like, "Should we do it? Should we do it?" And I'm like, "Let's just do it, man. I got faith that we can do it. We can build." And we made it happen. Like I said, we've been on the up ever since.
And I honestly say I've never been more afraid of nothing in my life than moving into this spot, just because like some of the closest people to you are the ones that's going to doubt you. And the people that you actually have, you know what I mean, that actually have that credibility in your life. You know, those are the people that's going to doubt you. It's not the people that you don't know, the strangers that's going to say you can't do it or don't do it, it's not a good idea. It's the people that you trust with their opinion. You know what I mean? And it's up to you to really look inside of yourself and just do it in a way, like trusting yourself. Like my dad told me, he said, and this is how he is, he's one of the best businessmen I know, like probably like one of my biggest mentors that helped me and my role model. So he used to tell me all the time, he said, let the numbers determine your next move. You know what I mean? Always focus on the numbers. He preached the numbers to me, and I was always into the numbers. And then I stopped, and I had to really look deep down inside myself and ask myself, do I really want to let the numbers control me, or do I control the numbers? You know what I mean? And I controlled the numbers. Now, I didn't let the numbers control me. I decided that I was going to make over $10,000 a month. The numbers didn't decide I was going to do it. So it was just really getting past that fear of failure. You know what I mean? So that was one of the scariest moments of my life. The transition was like, man, I used to sit up at night. When I first seen this spot, I was with one of my old colleagues, and we walked through the spot and we checked out the spot, and we didn't get it. It took us a year to get this spot, and It was still here. That's how destined it was for us. Nobody took this spot for a year. And when I got back to it, hit me with the other spot, I used to sit in front of this spot almost every night, bro. Like Sushi Coma is right across. So right after that, we'd go pick up some sushi, and I just sit there like, man, I want that spot. Like, that's my spot. I claimed it. You know what I mean? I commanded it to be my spot. And right before I signed the lease, how long it took us, I swear it took us some time to make the decision on actually really to do it, but it was always here for us. It was meant for us, you know what I mean? So when we did that, it was a big, it wasn't easy still. Like moving in the stuff, finding somebody to lay the turf down, putting the walls together. We broke this, it looked nothing like this when we first got it. We knocked walls down in here, we did had a contractor, somebody off like Home Depot, like
We was putting that turf down ourselves.
We put the turf down ourselves, bro. Like, the struggle was real, and you know what I mean. Just having that faith in our vision was gonna be what determine our success. So
The little stuff adds up,
Yeah,
man. Like the
definitely.
little pieces of equipment, like the lights, I look at everything now because I'm actually currently in the process of breaking walls down, doing this, and I'm just like, golly, like it adds up.
and
Like,
that's
and
spending
it-
money, not making money. You spending money in the transition. Like we still got people over there asking if we're gonna be back over there, and we losing money because people know we leaving, and people scared to drive all the way across town. So we have to start from scratch in this $10,000 a month spot. We have to start from scratch from zero. So I've started from zero all my life. So I don't know why it scared me so much until I really realized, like, I start from zero all my life. I do this. I done got so much practice being at zero and getting back. It's just now we got this. I mean, we unstoppable now. So
where does all the ambition come from? Like, there's a lot of motivation, built into you guys. Like, where does it come from?
Lord, nah. Struggle, pain. Like I say that, like people don't understand that the strongest people have been through the most. We done got broke down to where it's like we got the choice, either we gonna get up or we gonna stay down. I done been through multiple situations mentally, and sometimes it's not, to other people it might not seem that bad, but the way I am, I'm so hard on myself that my pain and my strength, my struggle is 10 times as more like than the other people. I'm so hard on myself. Like I just want to be great. I wake up every single day and I do whatever it takes. And I preach that to everybody too. Like, man, we done been down to the worst. Like, I got to make a decision today. Am I going to do this or I'm not going to do it? Like, do I want this bad enough to get up and get it or not? And the motivation comes from always wanting to be a winner and feeling what it feel like to lose. I was homeless. So before I got into the fitness and got into the life, before I moved back to Vegas, I was sleeping on people's couch. So I knew when I'm walking down the street and trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep at tonight that I had to make it. Like, this couldn't be me. This couldn't be my forever. So just being through that is what like I persevere. I'm not gonna let nothing stop me. I've been through the worst, and if anything worse than what I've been through, I'm gonna have to. We learn how to figure things out. Yeah. Humans are the most adaptable creatures on earth, and if we don't learn how to figure things out, then that's when you fail. That's when you become poor. You know what I mean? It's poor is in the mindset. So we wealth all day.
Okay. We've got a question in regards to what would you say in regards to clientele and somebody that's thinking about coming and giving you guys a shot, just trying this gym out or just coming just to see what it's all about. What would you say to what would you say to someone that's intimidated to come here, because there are a lot of fit chicks, there are a lot of girls that look good here, and then they seem that they've already done it, they've already done it, and so to the girl that isn't quite on that level, I'm sure there's a lot of intimidation. I've even heard from my sister, not to throw her under the bus, but she's just like, well, they all look fit there, so I don't want to go. What do you guys say to that person?
Definitely, like my brother was saying earlier, we do use it as attraction aspect just to get people to come in. But a lot of people, once they get in here, they see the culture is way different from that. Like, it's not just, it's phenomenal. Like, we accept all people, and we don't judge. If it's a fit person and a bigger person in the class, you wouldn't know it. They're cheering each other on like they've been doing this for years now. It's crazy. So we accept all sizes, all colors, anything. And our biggest thing is helping people reach their goal and helping them reach their purpose in life. That's our biggest thing. We don't care about, at the end of the day, we got our name off of booty building. And that's what's going to bring them here. But what's going to keep them is the culture. And like you said, that ambitious culture, that inspirational culture, that positivity, that affirmations, all of those things that we like to push out to people is what keeps the people. And that's what we like. That's the clientele that we want to go after. It's not necessarily just the fit people and not just the big booty chicks and stuff like that. We want to attack anybody that feels like they want a lifestyle change for the better.
Yeah, and the people that's intimidated, like attract like. So if you want to go to a fat person, if you surround yourself around 5 fat people, expect to be the 6th the fat person. So if you want to be around fit people, you gonna. I mean, that's just how it is. When Nick started to come around and Tizzy had a little belly on him. I promise you. Usually, you know how college students eat. That freshman 15 and shit like that. That's surrounding yourself around people that just eat whatever they want. You surround yourself around people that are fit, that are about this lifestyle, then you're going to be the 6th. You know what I mean? So I say for anybody that's intimidated, come get with the fit people if you want to be fit. If you want to stay in the same spot, then stay with the people in the same spot as you. You got to level up it if you want to be great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we kind of like.
Go ahead, Nick.
My fault.
No, go ahead, Nick.
But like we let people understand their value, because a lot of people come in because their spouse doesn't support them or they feel a certain different type of way, and like these people are bottled emotions, man, and like you don't know what the next person is going through, and it's like for us to even sit here to understand these people, it's like that's bigger than money, man. It's showing somebody that they're worth more than what they think they are. That's the growth. Like you get what I'm saying? If we can change one person at a time from committing the wrong acts against themselves or whatever they're going through, then hey, we won at the end of the day. And like I said, the mind, body, and soul is not just fitness. So
what they have going on is cool, man. I just checked out the Move the World boot camp that they had. It was like a live DJ. There was live music going on. I mean, like all the girls with same, just like you said, cheering each other on. There was a lot of action going on. So you guys got to check that out if you do anything. So anybody that's on the fence, make that leap.
Yes, come RSVP. The link is always in our bio at the end of each month. So
Once
we do
a
it
month.
last week of the month, every month.
So tell us, what was the influence behind Move the World? What does Move the World really mean, other than just a boot camp?
Move the world, man. So it was just about really putting what we good at into when I say, like, everybody is blessed with a gift, right? And a lot of people are always looking for a different avenue, and that's when money comes in. Like most people base all their avenues off of money, but with this one, it's like we realize our gifts of we have somebody that does music, somebody that's hype with the boot camps that bring people together, and then we have speakers, you know what I mean? Hey, we started off with yoga and everything, so we decided to put everything in one and just give them that value in one movement and figure out. I mean, it took us a while just to even be able to come up with the idea and come up with the concept, but it was really just to put everything that we're about in one day, you know, one impactful day. So when you leave here, I mean, you blessed.
Yep.
You understand something and like move the world, like that's big. You could take that 1,000 ways, shapes, or form.
Yep.
So it was kind of like a perfect topic because we caught the wave that nobody's even thought of right now. You know what I mean? So like we're on to something to where I'm speaking it now that we will be in a city near you, moving the world, guaranteed, because what we got, no one could amount to it, honestly. Like,
Definitely.
we really finna take over.
So you're talking about a Move the World tour.
Move the world tour.
Move the
Coming
World
to you
tour
Coming to
coming
you
soon
guaranteed.
in a city near you.
We got the boot camp, the intense booty workout, the ab workout. We got an entertainer, a special guest. You might not know who it is. It's a new person every time. So
Luda.
you might have Jay-Z up there one day, but you never know.
I receive it.
You know what I mean? And at the end, we might have Eric Thomas. We just want to let you leave with the word. You know, at the end of the day, we want to change your life. So it's not just an event to have fun and get a workout in, but an event to take with you forever. And you're gonna always remember it.
It's definitely an experience, and Move the World is bringing out the best of every aspect of things that make people feel good. You know, like music makes people feel good, working out makes people feel good, culture building makes people feel good, and that's what we like to do at Move the World. And that's what Move the World is all about. We want to build people up, and that's moving the world. Bringing people together is moving the world. Unity.
Why don't you guys talk about like the decision to make this gym more of like towards like classes and boot camps and things like that over like the general like just bro gym where everybody comes in and does their own thing?
It's a marketing strategy.
Man,
At the end of the day, we businessmen, so yeah, that's where it was at with it. Besides everything, statistics say that women are the biggest consumers, and group is just like it. Referral, the for somebody to tell you something, for somebody to actually tell you something like, okay, I had a great time at this gym or with this trainer, they gonna bring a partner. So we allowed that. So we started off with just small groups, like bring your friend, come on, and that spread out to where we can actually have the groups and the classes. And then numbers wise, I mean, I'd rather have like one person. So this was my concept of it when I first started it. Okay, I have 5 people that pay $100, right? So that's $500 versus one person that pays $500. Once that one person drop off, or most people drop off the ratio, the turnover in this industry is fast.
Right.
We lose $500. That loss is something I'm not trying to take. So I'd rather 5 people pay $100 and I lose 1 and still get my 4. You know what I mean? And then add 2 more and 6. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the group concept of everything just worked better mathematically to me. I'm like I said, my dad told me about numbers. So, numbers and the marketing is
It's
just,
interesting. My old mentor told me numbers, Nick.
yeah, man.
Like,
So
numbers.
They rule the world. They don't rule me. But,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, that and just the marketing with the women, man. Like, women are the biggest consumers. They're the most like self-conscious about their bodies. They the ones that are easier, like they easily take direction. So when they want to men are very proud. So a lot of them don't want to like be told what to do by another man. They feel like everybody think they know what they're doing,
Right.
even if they don't know what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want to feel like they do. You know what I mean? So we just the concept was there. It was given to us. So.
What advice would you give somebody that's you took a leap? You were in the nightclub industry. You said.
Yeah.
Give somebody advice on taking that leap into something that they're or if you I'm in it for the money or this into your passion. Someone that's like stuck in the shit that they hate like right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you hate it, then you know you're not living in your purpose. You know what I mean? So don't do something that's not like if you I switched it up because I wasn't making no difference in nobody's life. Like giving somebody a drink, a free drink pass, it wasn't really fulfilling to me. You know what I mean? Like you can give me a check to give somebody some poison, yeah. I mean, how can I be passionate about something like that? How can I be passionate? When I worked for the real estate agency, the HOA agency, I used to go around giving people citations and violations on their houses, and it's just like
It's hard to get passionate about stuff like that.
Like, how can I be passionate about making somebody feel? So I just did something that made me feel fulfilled. Like, what was my purpose? And that turned into my passion. You know what I mean? I looked for my purpose first. I didn't look for my passion first. I looked, what can I do to change life and leave a mark on this world? And that platform came to me. I attracted that. The universe gave that to me once I started asking for it. So I wanted a purpose, and I got a purpose, and that became passionate for me. You know what I mean? Because I could do so much with it. So that's kind of how that transition was. It was an easy transition. I was just like drugs, alcohol, bunch of like temptation. It took me a little minute, but
So it's
for the long term. Man.
It's funny. I promoted for like a summer, and I was like, I'm out. Like I've been standing on the strip, for 3 hours in this heat.
I used to literally sneak away because we used to be on the strip and giving out flyers. I used to sneak away and go to business meetings with people. Like I need to find something else. I don't own this, and I ended up opening up an event planning company right after that. So I was always into business. I ended up owning this, partnering with this guy. It was called M. Merriman. So we had our own event planning company. We used to throw events and get everybody from the college. We used to make like $2,500 a night. You know what I mean? But it wasn't my purpose. You know what I mean? It wasn't for me. It wasn't. My partner was an alcoholic, and we had to separate ways, and I had to figure it out. So I said I've been from making money to not making money, to making money to finding my purpose, to being purposeless. So I understand where on each aspect with people it's hard for that transition, but you got to always figure out a way to find your reason in this world.
So you guys have the motto, it's a process.
Yeah.
And I mean, working out here, and then you guys gave me the opportunity to paint it in the doorway, man. And I just want I want you guys to know that it helps me. It reminds me every day. But talk about why you guys use that as a motto, because it is powerful.
Man, it's a process. Like everything you do, it's a process. When you get up in the morning, you wake up, you get in your prayer, your meditation, you brush your teeth. Everything you do is a process to get ready for your day. So like with what we do and with everything, we just all came together and it was just a process. Like nothing was easy. We all went through something. That was funny. But we all went through something a little bit different to get to where we needed to get to. It wasn't easy. It wasn't sweet, but it was a process. Like, because we stuck to it. Yep. And everything you do in life is going to be a process, whether it's working out, whether it's doing what you love to do, whether it's anything, whether you're making some food, whether you're making anything, where you're going in and getting your car, go whatever you want to do out there, it's a process. So, yeah,
definitely. And I mean, our whole business and everything that we do is just a living testament of it. That coming from that 1,100-foot gym to where we at now, like it's a process. We had to trust that, and we want to show people that are at the beginning that. It's not like the light is at the end. You just have to stick to it. And that's what I was going to get to earlier, the type of clients that we want. We want people that are just committed. Because as long as you stay committed, you'll see that the process unfolds. And you'll get to the end of the light. You'll see that this is what it's about. As long as you trust that process. And that's why we emphasize that. Because trusting the process is always going to bring the end result that you want, as long as you affirm it.
And then as far as in like just taking steps, you know what I mean? A lot of people, they always want to skip steps. You know what I mean? That's when you fall.
Yep.
When you try to skip steps. I really promote the process just because I understand that it takes every single step. You got to hit every single step in order to get where you want, to get to the top. You know what I mean? As soon as you start skipping, you leave a huge opportunity for error. So just understanding that, you know what I mean, I know y'all played Mario Kart or y'all played video games. They didn't let y'all skip to the last level unless you had a cheat code or something. But most of the time, you had to go through each level, complete each level in order to get to the end. And that's the same with life, man. We got to go through certain things, and it all connects. You know what I mean? So if you try to skip a step, you're gonna lose a connection. So I really emphasize on the process. That has been my whole life. Is just understanding the process, having patience, and being persistent with things. Even the step of getting Nick on the team was a process for me. It wasn't, oh, well, he don't want to come, then just forget about it, I quit, or, he just going to come on the first day. No, I understood that it's a process. Like, people not going to accept you at first. People not going to embrace you at first, or people not going to even understand you at first. But in order to get to know somebody, or in order to trust something, then you have to go through the process. You know what I mean? The first step, the second step, the third step. It takes that to get there. So.
What advice would you guys give to somebody that comes up to you and says that they're interested in opening a gym of their own?
That's a good question. Advice I would give to somebody.
Like some young up-and-comer comes and visits your guys' gym and lets you know that it's a dream of his one day to open a gym.
One day. So I would tell a person just to start, honestly. Like, one day is in a day. Yeah. So if a person told me that they wanted to open up a gym one day, I would say, well, start today. You know what I mean? What's stopping you? Yeah. Go to Walmart right now and go buy some equipment if you're really serious. Invest in yourself. You know what I mean? If you really believe in yourself and this is what you really want, mean what you say and say what you mean. Yeah. And the only way to do that is by action. So I would tell a person to get to work, because that's where it's going to start.
Because you said you started by stocking up equipment in your garage, right?
Man, I start off with drawing a logo in the nighttime. That's where it started. And then figuring it out from there, making shirts. You know, we start off with a shirt. I want people to believe in my brand just as much as me. So a shirt is the most powerful thing, getting people to be walking billboards and seeing that belief and that you can install belief in the person for them to wear it on their back. So I think that just starting and the action of your idea is the most important. Whether it's a gym, whether it's a car dealership, whether it's a art studio, like whatever you want, just start today, now. You know what I mean?
Don't waste no time.
And have a reason behind it.
Your why better be strong.
Exactly. You gotta be strong.
Especially as a personal trainer. I know probably personal trainers would think that they make more money in the aspect of just opening up their own gym, but you got to be ready to take on a lot more than just being a trainer when you do take that leap into being a gym owner. It's not like you have to just worry about your clients now and you just go whenever you have a session. It's a lot more. You have to learn a lot more on the on the back end, and that's the hardest part. Giving those workouts and nutrition guides and stuff is the easy part, but learning how to actually run and own a business is the hard part, and that's what you should learn and you learn from experience. Like my brother said, just get into it. And if your reason is because you want to be an entrepreneur and that's the route that you want to go, then make it happen right now.
And learn about systems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you really, I'm giving y'all game right now. You gotta have a system. Like, nothing is run. The process is a system. It's step by step by step by step. You know what I mean? So I would get a system, and what I mean by system is how does your machine run? Like how is your vehicle to success? That's the book I'm about to write. So I'm putting it into the atmosphere. Right? The vehicle to success. How does that run? What system are you using to get to where you want to be? And that's been the most difficult for us. Pricing, customer wise, retention, marketing, all different aspects of the business. Is just finding systems for each thing. You know what I mean? So
what works last year might not work this year, and et cetera.
Exactly. It's a game of figuring things out. It's chess, not checkers. Chess, not checkers.
I got a question, Ace. Billions. I was shocked when I noticed how much into self-development you are. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody's like into this shit just as much as I am. He's reading books, these audios, and so I think it's really, really cool. Talk about self-development and why more people really ought to dig into that, because I don't think nearly enough people want to learn about themselves.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
want to
where it
grow
starts.
that.
You can't. When I said start a business, just start. I meant by start with you, like you the business. You know what I mean? No matter what. Like I was an entrepreneur before I became a gym owner. I was already I started business, like the business mind, working on myself before I actually had something tangible. So. I stayed in the books. That was one thing. My first seminar, I went to one seminar, was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't know if y'all know that.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to that seminar, and just seeing how it was and the motivation and the people that were there, that was like what I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted to be better. And you got to wake up every day and want to be better. So the only way to do it is to basically go get into your Bible. Like a Bible is a testimony, and so are these self-development books. They're all testimonies of people who have been where you were and want to be are where you want to be. You know what I mean? Same as Jesus, as he got to where most people wanted to be, where everybody loved him. The whole world knows Jesus. You know what I mean? So being even being able to, you know what I mean, develop yourself in that aspect as bettering yourself every single day, reading every single day, physically, mentally, everywhere. I mean, that was huge for me. Self-development changed. That's what changed my life. Honestly, I started focusing on myself, and the only thing that came after that is my own self-worth. You know what I mean? I built that with self-development. I built my value, and then I was like, okay, well, no job on this planet Earth is gonna pay me enough. I'm way worth it than all this. I built my value, and that's how important self-development is. It just helps you build your value as a person to where you understand that you're not replaceable and you never will be, and you can have whatever you want to. So can't nobody just give you anything. You know what I mean?
So what's next for A.C.E Fitness, guys?
We're about to be billionaires. We're gonna live up to our last name. Good.
You gave us a sneak peek. You said, tours and worldwide and things like that.
Well, what's next for A.C.E Fitness is pretty much what we doing enhanced times 10. Like, you get what I'm saying? Well, every day we're getting better. Every day we're figuring out strategies to win and to help people get to where they need to get to. So, starting January, we got a new system coming for y'all. And we really gonna move the world, like I said. So just stay tuned. Follow all our Instagram pages, our social medias.
It's a good time. Where can we find you guys on social media?
At A.C.E Fitness LV on Instagram.
TizzyFit _ on Instagram.
Mr. Dosteo Pounds on IG.
And where are we at right now?
A.C.E Fitness, babe.
8665 West Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada 89147.
Yeah.
And on behalf of the whole Barbells team, I want to thank you guys for letting us interview you. You guys have shared all kinds of fire today, and appreciate you guys having us.
sir.
Appreciate you guys having us, man.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming down and even giving us the opportunity to speak on it.
All right.